It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, sponsored by Fastbreak Sports and The Pitch. Here's your host, Scott Puryear.
Welcome in to another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Puryear. As always, thank you for tuning in this week. Special holiday edition with Thanksgiving coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to all. And we have a special guest because we are live and on location at Fastbreak Sports. And one of their regular customers happens to be Wyatt Vincent, the Nixa standout football, basketball, baseball athlete for the Eagles. And Wyatt's in the shop with me now. So we're going to talk collecting and Nixa sports and a little bit of everything. Wyatt, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on here.
So how often are you a customer here? Kind of give me how long it's been going on, first of all, and then how often do you come in now?
I've been coming for quite a while, probably 7th, 8th grade when I first started coming. And we come in quite frequently, once or twice a week, get a couple boxes, talk to the guys, and just come in, see everyone.
Unopened boxes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you and your dad open those, or do you put them away?
We usually break them on Thursday nights, night before football games. It's kind of just a little tradition we have going.
Nice. How did you get into collecting?
So I got into it from my uncle, probably 4th grade. He was out of it and got into other trades and gave me a bunch of his old cards. And I was kind of interested, but didn't really know what I was doing until I got to like 6th, 7th grade, and my dad kind of taught me about it. And then freshman year is when it really picked up, and we got into our Mays collection around then.
Okay, Willie Mays collection?
Yes.
Tell me about that, and how big is it now?
It's pretty big. We're looking to complete the Mastery collection. So we have every regular card from every year from 51 to when he retired. And we're getting all the just in-between cards, kind of oddball cards that you wouldn't really see on an everyday basis.
Okay. And what's your prized card right now?
Prized card, we picked up a prized Mays card, is probably our 51 Bowman. We're looking to upgrade that right now. It's a 1.5. But our prize card right now is probably our Ruth Auto. We picked that up. That was my birthday present.
Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do we have a ballpark amount that's worth now or not?
Not really. It's kind of just got it. We traded up on it, a couple cards, and got it for my birthday. So it's kind of a big present for me.
Awesome. And just baseball, or do you venture out into other sports as well?
We pretty much only PC baseball and then a couple basketball cards, but we mostly just sell basketball and football.
Okay. Do you have a favorite guy you'll start collecting in one of the other sports? I heard them say in baseball, Yordan Alvarez is kind of one of your guys. Right?
Yeah, Yordan's one of my guys, but Witt's been my guy. I started collecting him when he was in high school, actually. His Team USA card was my first card. And we have a really large Witt collection as well. But in football, it's definitely Lamar Jackson. He's my favorite football player, and we've been collecting him for a while.
I think one of the great things about the guys here at Fast Break is it's not that easy to jump in and start unless you know what you're doing. And these guys can help you figure out what you're doing because, Bobby Witt Jr., there may be 50 to 100 rookie cards that are air quote rookie cards of his, but there's really only one or two that are kind of considered that. Is that how you rely on these guys a lot for help with that?
Yeah, they provide a lot of, finding cards that we need to complete, whatever we're looking for, and they really help out when we're looking for Mays cards, especially because some of them are kind of hard to find, and they give us good grades and people we can go to get them.
Why Willie Mays? Of all the guys you could have started with and really jumped in on, what was it about Willie Mays that made you and your dad jump in there?
So my freshman year, I always wore number 7 in baseball, and I couldn't wear number 7 anymore because a senior had it. So the backup number was 24, and we came in here, and they were like, "Oh, Willie Mays was 24," and we got a Mays card, and that's kind of how that started.
Have you got the Witt, whatever is considered the king of the Witt rookie cards? Have you got that one yet or not?
We've got quite a lot of big ones. I'm not really sure that there's like just one that everyone's looking for, but we have some of the bigger ones out there.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And anybody that you're kind of scouting right now that in the minor league levels, you're thinking maybe I ought to jump on that guy here pretty soon?
Not really. We don't mess with the minor leagues too much.
Wait till they get to the majors.
Yeah, we just wait till they get to the majors. It's too big of a risk.
Yeah. And is this in a room at your house, or do you have like a shrine to Willie Mays, or how do you display him at home?
Well, so we have some of our stuff in the upstairs, which is where like the balls and stuff are. And then we have a safe that we keep all of our cards in for him.
What does Mom think of all this stuff in the house?
She used to get mad about it, but then I think she realized we weren't gonna stop collecting, so she kind of just let it go and lets us do our thing.
That's awesome. Well, I mentioned that the timing couldn't be better because we booked this last week, and then you go out and you catch the game-winning touchdown pass against Lee Summit North to send Nixa into the state semifinals. The Eagles will play at home on Saturday, 1 o'clock against Kirkwood. You caught that, about 10 or 11-yard touchdown pass from Adam McKnight?
19, yeah.
19 yards with about 10 or 11 seconds.
10 or 11 seconds,
I get my time and my distance mixed up there. But just kind of talk about the feeling of you guys being now here one step away from maybe playing for a state championship and then having a game at home where Nixa home games have become an event.
It's really exciting. One, because, from the beginning of the year when we started lifting back in January, up until now, it's kind of just been an expectation of, we're going to come out and perform, and we expected to be here. And it's really been a big shock for the city itself because it kind of just shows that Nixa is a big program now, and I feel like we could have been taken kind of lightly in that last game, and we came out and proved what we were worth, and I think it's going to be big, especially like you said, Nixa home games are kind of an event now, and we'll get 4,000 or 5,000 people out there and have a big old party out on the field, and it's going to be fun.
How tough has it been for you guys? Because we've talked about it all year that, you've just blown everybody out. You win. Everything's been at least 20-plus before the Lee Summit North game, and has there been a part of you guys internally kind of wondering how good are we, how good can we be? Because you hadn't really been tested until that game up there on Friday. Was that kind of a mark in your guys' minds that, hey, we're good enough to play with anybody the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, it was a big just testament to the work we've put in and our coaching staff of, every day we're coming in and doing this, and even when we were beating those teams, we never got complacent or anything like that. We were just still steady waiting for the next big game, and when it came, we proved what we were capable of doing.
Varsity football, 3 or 4 years for you?
3. I've only played 3, yeah.
Yeah, and a different quarterback each year. You're catching passes from Adam McKnight, now the sophomore. I said it on Twitter here a few weeks ago. I don't think I've seen a kid throw a better deep ball than Adam McKnight in our area in a long time. What's that like with a guy like you with your speed, knowing that if I can just get past this guy, there's a pretty good chance the ball's going to be there?
It's a good testament of confidence for sure, because I know if I do what I'm going to do and I do it right and execute, that Adam's going to put a perfect ball, and he's done that plenty of times. And it's just really a good sense to know that, if I do what I can do, it's going to be a good pass.
So I think I could be offensive coordinator at Nixa. I would just have you go deep every play, and then have Adam throw it deep, and we're going to hit those about, at least 2 out of every 5 or so, and then there's your ball game. Do you ever go back to the huddle thinking, I'm open, throw that, let's go deep, I can get by this guy? Yeah,
sometimes, and if we run a play and I'm open, we usually go back to our receiver coach, and he tells the OC, we need to come back to this play, and we've done it several times and came back in as a touchdown, and that's a big thing right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's your 40 time? Have you run one this fall or?
I ran a 4.44 last year. So
what do you think you could do now?
It'd probably be around. I think I could be right at 4.4 now.
4.4, good.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys, your defense has played well all year. That's a big plus for you guys, knowing that, you guys can score at will on people, but your defensive guys are going to shut down that team too, right?
Yeah, and our defense has been spectacular this year. They averaged less than 10 points a game all regular season, and then come out and hold the number 1 team in the state to 20 points. It's a great feeling to have.
Do you ever let Parker Mann hit you in practice, or do you stay away from that?
We all kind of avoid him.
He's like your old school football guy, in terms of hitting people. And
yeah, he's coming to knock you down for sure. He's not going to take it lightly.
Well, and again, you don't want to count your chickens for their hatched or any other cliche out there, but got to beat Kirkwood at home on Saturday, and then you go to Columbia and play for a state championship. And is that kind of the mental aspect of it this week? Is let's take care of business at home?
Yeah, we're just just because we won the last game doesn't mean we're going to go all the way, and that's kind of what they let us have the weekend to celebrate it, and then Monday we came in and they're like, we got to put it behind us for now and get this game, and hopefully we can win it and go to the next one.
A friend of mine, and actually we interviewed her right here at this table back in the spring, but Angie Wiley has been working, I think, with Nixa, in terms of sports mental performance and mental coaching. How big a help has she been for this team this year?
She's been amazing. She came and did a 8-week program for our team in the mornings and after practice on Wednesdays, and it was really helpful. She gave a lot of good insight and just ways to help with dealing with the mental side of the sport, and we can definitely see the help that it's given our team, especially in those big games like that last game. We had some things go wrong, could have got down, and her advice kind of helped out.
I couldn't get on board with playing this game on Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving. I mean, you got linemen that love to eat, and I don't know that their stomachs and everything would have cleared by Friday at 7. So this is probably a good thing, isn't it, for the Saturday 1 o'clock kickoff?
I think it'll be a better turnout on Saturday for sure. More people will be back in town by that time. So.
Do you ever go eat with those guys?
Not really. We did before Ozark. Every year it's a tradition. We we go to Billy Gale's and eat, and they eat a lot of food. That's for sure.
Who's the biggest eater? Is Cantwell? I mean, 6'8", 320. You ought to be able to hold his own. Is he the
He ate pretty big. Yeah, he's probably one of the top 2. That's for sure.
Who challenges him up there?
David, he's a backup lineman. They probably compete with each other for sure.
And you receivers just kind of stay out of the way of their plates, don't you? Because you never know, you might get caught up in the crossfire and lose a finger or something if you get too close to their food, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, and we don't want to transition too quickly, but you will soon make the transition from football to basketball at Nixa. I know Brock Blansett doesn't mind that you guys are going to be late because it means you're still playing for state championships and stuff. But what will that be like for you, making that transition when that time comes? Is that a hard, from a physical standpoint, is it different?
It's just different in the conditioning aspect. Not that we'll be out of shape, but in football you're used to running one sprint and then you got to stop for a little bit, 15, 20 seconds, and then another sprint. Whereas basketball, it's constant, just up and down, and that's the biggest transition, honestly, is getting used to going up and down and not usually just stopping.
And you guys have a lot of guys back from last year. Expectations with Nixa in anything pretty much are always high now, and a lot of kids. We haven't got to your best sport yet, or the one that you're going to go play college sports with, baseball. But there aren't a lot of kids that play 3 sports anymore, and compete in 3 sports, and you're doing it at a high level in all 3 sports. What has allowed you to do that when others maybe say, I'm going to focus on this year round? And is that just, is it because you want to stay fresh mentally in each sport, or kind of talk about that approach?
Well, it's kind of just my recovery has been probably one of the biggest things, because transitioning from sport to sport to sport is really hard on your body. And especially in football season, taking hits, doing sprints all day, it's really taxing on your body. So making sure my recovery is really good, getting a nice recovery, a lot of stretching and hot tub and just stuff like that. Make sure I have a good diet, because the diet transfers through all sports along with the recovery. And, it's been big, but I really enjoy playing 3 sports, and I think that's one of the biggest things, because a lot of people will play 3 but really only like 1. And if you don't really like the other 2, then why play them? So I really enjoy playing all 3, and I love all 3 sports, and I think that's a big thing.
Is whatever the sport is that season, that's your favorite sport at the time, or is it always baseball in the back of your mind?
Baseball is always in the back of my mind, but I don't let it get in my head. I'm always focused on the sport I'm playing right now. So football, I'm dead focused on football. I'm still doing baseball stuff, still hitting and throwing and stuff, but I'm not letting that distract me from what I'm doing in football.
At what age did you figure out that baseball was going to be your thing?
Ever since the youth, really. That's kind of the sport that, since a kid, I've practiced the most and done the most. But really, when I got in the junior high age and started really performing, I was like, oh, I can play at a higher level. And, of
course, have already signed now to play for Missouri State, Division I baseball, and you made that decision really early. I think, was it sophomore year or freshman year?
Freshman year.
Freshman year, yeah. At a time when a lot of kids are going to want to take visits and go through the process and all that. And, of course, that was Coach Gutton at the time, and then Joey Hawkins now is the head coach. But I think everybody kind of knew it was Joey Hawkins after Gutton. Did you have that kind of knowledge in the back of your head that it would be Coach Hawkins?
I mean, it was never explicitly stated or told to me, but we all kind of knew it.
Just kind of knew,
yeah.
What was it about Missouri State and that program as a freshman that you said, I'm done, I'm gonna go be a Bear?
Well, I actually get this question a lot. So I really had like the offers I wanted, and that's kind of what led me to a decision early. I really didn't have any need to wait any longer. And, they were really persistent in talking to me, making sure like I was up to date in what's going on in the program, and they made sure that I felt like I was going to be like a role whenever I come into play. Whereas, some schools it kind of felt like they were kind of just 50-50 on if they wanted me to go or not. Missouri State was 100% the whole time. And that was the big thing, that I knew I was going to come into a healthy environment, and I was going to get right to work with a good team.
Baseball is all about tools, 5-tool guy, 4-tool guy. How many tools does Wyatt Vincent have in your mind, and what are your strengths, and what are the ones you need to get better at as a college player?
Well, confidence is key, and I think I'm a 5-tool player, and my best aspect of my game is 100% my defense, and I think any coach I played for will say that. Just how I jump on balls and make precise routes and good decisions in the outfield. It's a lot of people say outfield's really easy, but when you get out there and start playing it and you're in big games and stuff, it's challenging, and I'll definitely say that's my best aspect.
What about power? Is that something that's been developing for you and coming on each year?
Yeah, I mean, I've always really had good power throughout the years, and in my youth I've had good amounts of home runs, and I'm starting to see that show up now in high school. Had 6 or 7 last year, and looking forward for those numbers to increase.
Nixa baseball, again, another big year expected in the spring. I know Coach Hughes is excited about what he's got back. You guys lost some bats, but you've got arms galore, I think, don't you, in terms of pitching depth. What's kind of the outlook for Nixa baseball this spring?
I mean, we're definitely going to be a team that is going to be on the lookout. Our pitching is going to be amazing, returning a couple starters from last year, and a couple guys who are looking to fill starting roles who had innings last year. But our lineup is going to be pretty tough this year. A lot of power, a lot of experience across the board. Me and Caden playing since freshman year, and almost everyone else in the lineup playing since sophomores. And that's something you don't really find in a lot of teams, is that much experience throughout the team and their lineup.
And Caden's a Kentucky commit, right?
Yes, signee, I think.
The signee, yes, yeah. And McKnight came in about a weekend or so, and added a bat to the lineup last year, a power bat. That's just kind of nice. So I'll play and then hit 7 or 8 home runs. I think he'll be an anchor, won't he, with the power in there too?
Oh, definitely. He's going to come in and put up significant numbers like he did last year. We kind of just expect that from him. Such a good athlete. He's going to come in and do his job.
Sure. What about next summer for you, baseball? Will you go play in one of the summer leagues, or will you take some time off, or what's the plan?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to play in the Appalachian League next summer.
Okay.
So up in Tennessee.
And your family, obviously a local baseball name, the Vincents. Kind of talk about that heritage and uncles and dads and everybody else, and how you had no chance but not to be a baseball player, right?
Yeah. So my dad's great grandfather started the Show Me Baseball camp back in the day, and then my dad's dad played at Clemson. He was a pitcher at Clemson, and then my uncle made it to AAA for the Reds, and then my dad played a couple years of professional baseball as well. So it's kind of just been a baseball family gonna play baseball.
Yeah, Mom washes a lot of baseball pants, right, over the years?
She washes a lot of baseball pants.
What do you remember going to games with your dad, or I mean, because a lot of them played after, like the adult leagues and things like that, didn't it? Do you remember going to some of those at an early age?
Just my dad playing slow pitch softball when I was a little kid, but that's about it.
Yeah. So academically, have you decided what you want to do there, what you want to pursue? Is professional baseball the dream, obviously?
Well, professional baseball is the dream, obviously, and has always been the dream. But, I think I want to study in college. I want to be sports management and try and be a sports agent when I'm older. That's kind of been my interest.
Maybe a high school agent, the way NIL's going down there.
Yeah.
Right? Have you got an NIL deal yet with Fastbreak Sports? Are we working on that yet or not?
Man, I hope so. Hopefully it comes soon.
Yeah. Maybe we can negotiate that right after we get off the interview here. But so if there's anything in here you want for Christmas right now, I see some young guys. I already had a fan come get an autograph from you earlier, a Nixa fan. What is the one thing Wyatt Vincent wants for Christmas in here in the store right now?
Oh, man. We've been opening a lot of basketball boxes, so hopefully, a case of Phoenix basketball would be nice.
Case of Phoenix? What's that run, ballpark?
Well, I know a box is like $200 or $300, so it'd probably be $2,400, $2,500.
Well, let's just go for it. Let's get Mom and Dad up here and get the Christmas shopping done right now, okay?
That'd be good.
Yeah, Wyatt, best of luck to you this weekend. Get a win at home. Let's go play for a championship, and then obviously basketball and baseball, you'll just keep rolling on through the season. So thanks for your time today.
Yep, thank you.
You bet. That's going to do it for another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. Special thanks to Fastbreak Sports for letting us come out today and interview Wyatt Vincent, one of their favorite customers here. It was almost like Norm walking into Cheers. When Wyatt walked in, everybody recognized that face right off the bat, so that tells you that he's a regular customer, and you should be too here at Fastbreak Sports. If you're looking for that special gift for your sports fan, basically every cubicle around the room is a different NFL team with memorabilia, sports gear, blankets. They've got it all right now for the holidays, so come in and see the guys here at Fastbreak Sports on South Campbell, just past the Battlefield intersection. Come see them here. Of course, our other sponsor is The Pitch. Special thanks to them. Great place to go have pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, cold beverages, all there at The Pitch off of East Sunshine in the Southern Hills Shopping Center. The Pitch sponsors the What to Watch This Weekend segment, and we tell you what's coming up for sports viewing, and of course lots of NFL games on Thursday. We'll all wake up and do as we've done and root for the Detroit Lions at 11:30. They're actually good now, so it makes it more fun to root for them because they score points. And then we'll all take a nap during the Giants and Cowboys game about 3:30 when the tryptophan from the turkey kicks in, because probably not the best NFL game they could have in that slot, but it is tradition. We'll arise again for the Packers and the Dolphins in the night game there. So that'll be a triple header of NFL on Thursday. Friday, the Chiefs have a rare Black Friday game. The Raiders come into Arrowhead Stadium. 2 o'clock kickoff on that one. Should be entertaining. And, of course, college football surrounding that all day on Black Friday. Big one up in Columbia on Saturday. Mizzou and Arkansas can continue their rivalry game at Faurot Field. That's a 2:30 kick on the SEC network, so that'll be worth some viewing time there as those two try to finish off the regular season with a win. And, of course, as we mentioned here on the podcast, get out to Nixa High School on Saturday afternoon. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. The Eagles, who are unbeaten at 12-0, taking on Kirkwood in the Class 6 state semifinals. Winner goes on to Columbia for the state championship game a week later on Friday night at 7 p.m. in Columbia. So that's going to do it. Again, thanks for listening. Happy Thanksgiving to all. We'll see you next week on Around the Ozarks Sports Scene.